So we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at Extreme 104 SVG. Live in studio. Should I say a survivor?
Yes,
What
I'm a
term?
survivor.
That's right. And that song that just played was so fitting. All right. Out of trials and tribulations, we rise like the phoenix, we rebirth, and we come back even stronger than before. From time to time, here on the Wake Up Call, we talk about rape and other forms of sexual abuse in an effort to advocate on behalf of victims, to encourage people to speak up, to encourage people to speak out. Whenever you see something, you should say something. This morning, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to hear her story of what happened to her years ago by a family relative. So let's go straight into that. Welcome to the Wake Up Call. Thank you for taking the time out. Was it an easy decision to come and talk to us about your experience?
Not really, but I say, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
It's about time.
It's about time. I'm boarding. I'm gonna do this.
How many years has it been since?
19 years. 19 years ago.
Wow. Okay. So let's take us back to 19 years ago. Before anything ever happened, what were you like? What was a little 10 or 11-year-old you? What was she like?
Well, you could say I was just being me. I was just Christine. Yeah. Little child playing, little children thing. Yeah. Until that day. Yeah.
So you want to take us to that day now?
Okay, that day, I remember it was the 19th of October. It was a Sunday. Yeah. I had my period. And it's like, you're there, you're lying, you're sitting, you're sitting down, then you're lying down because, well, then you feel a kind of how, as a, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, he came up to me and said, I can't remember the exact words what he said to me, but he's like, you're getting so big, you look so nice, you this, you that, whatever. And he dragged me to a nearby bedroom. Nobody was really home at the time, and he's like, if you say anything, I'm going to kill you.
That's what he said before.
Yeah, if you say anything, I'm going to kill you. So he put me on the bed to lie down. He opened my legs, pulled on my underwear. He saw that I had my period, but he's like, I ain't even not the man. And I'm like, we're going to do. And he's like, oh, never mind. You just lie down there and I go the way I have to do. Then he start. It was like, although I had my period, and when he push, it's like you just feel like this thing just splash, like this thing just splash out. Yeah. And then I'm like, why is that? So I kind of fighting up, and he's like, shut up. If you say anything, remember you casting nothing or whatever. So I'm like, I freeze and I'm there. Oh my God, it was real terrible that day. I sat down, I'm like, who do I tell this? What should I say? How am I going to say he could kill me? This and that, whatever. So like, me keep it to myself, man. Yeah.
Who was he?
He is my cousin.
How much older than you?
He was like, you could say about 10, 11 years older than I. Yeah.
So you were 11 and he was in his early 20s.
Big man.
So he's a big man. So you knew him all of your life?
Yeah, I knew him all my life.
Your family knew him all your life?
Yeah,
too?
they do. Everybody do. Yeah.
How many times did anything happen?
I can't say how many times, but I remember the first time. I remember what happened the very first time. I remember some of it, whereby he would beat me. He would haul me in the room, beat me, oh, I can do this thing here now again, and if it talk, it don't even gonna happen, you know. So I was beaten to do it. I was beaten not to talk, yeah, and so on, yeah.
Did
Not to
he?
talk and to do it.
How many years then did that ordeal happen with you?
It went on for like 6 and some years, close to 7.
So 11, your entire teenage life. Well, majority of your teenage life.
I wouldn't call that teenage life. It was terrible.
When did you say something to somebody?
I can't remember the age, but it's like you're getting older and you want to say something. And I went to an adult and she's like, oh, you have voice in your head. Yeah. You
So
have voice
like
in your head.
spirits or you're hallucinating? Was the adult a family member or was it like...
Yes, she is a family member. Yeah.
Did you ever think of going to the police or a teacher, principal?
Well, like I said, he's like, oh, if you talk, I go kill you. So I tried in my home first, and there was no protection. They failed me. So I'm like, nobody else out there gonna study me. Yeah, so I left it alone. Sometimes I feel like, kill yourself. Drink. I attempt to drink this thing, chlorine, one time. But some things say, no, Christian, don't do that. Yeah.
Where was mommy and daddy throughout all of
Well,
this?
my father had died.
Oh,
He died
condolences.
10 plus. And my mom she was never at home. She's just a survivor. You know? Yeah.
Did you feel, okay, even though you were threatened, did you feel the first person you needed to tell, how did you choose that first person? So I'm trying to ask you.
Okay, that first person I chose, right? I mean, she was somebody who I think, would have been there for me, who I think had loved me. But I was wrong. You know? She never hit me. She never tell me anything out the way. It always seemed like she's there for me, or it always seems like, she loves me. But this particular thing, like when people not equipped to deal with certain things.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
Did you have siblings? Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a brother. Well, a bigger brother. He on my mother's side, he died. We weren't close. The second one, we weren't close. The one after me, we kind of close, but he is my little brother. Yeah, so,
While going through that ordeal, did you know anybody else who had a similar experience?
No, I don't know of anybody, to be honest.
Do you, or were you aware of how people in the community responded to these stories?
Well, for me, right, it's like I had a kind of attitude, to be honest. So it's now I understand what was going on with me as a child. When these things happen to you as a kid, as a child, you tend to be rude or you tend to be rebellious. Yeah, and it's like nobody don't like you when you're rude and nobody won't like you when you're rebellious. But people, it's a reason why I am like this, but nobody never questioned. Why Christian is like this, why this, why that. And nobody never questioned, nobody never take the time to say, we happened to Christine, I wonder if I could help she hour. Nobody never did that,
Nobody at the school. Or you a church member?
I grew up in a Methodist church. I can't remember going to church. Yes, I used to go to school, but I'm always a loner. Always by myself.
You said it lasted for close to 7 years. Did he say why it stopped?
Well, he didn't say why it stopped. Uh, we never talked about it to say, why it have to stop or whatever. But I got into my husband, the person who is my husband now, and because he come into the house and so on, it's like daddy taught him then. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
because I'm picking up that perhaps he realized that there was nobody to protect you because you said your father died at 10 plus. The ordeal started when you were 11 and it stopped when you would have met your now husband. How long have you been married?
7 years. 3-4 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary.
Thank
All
you.
right. How long did it take for you to tell him?
It took me a while. It took me a while to, actually open up to anybody. Yeah. I think I was about, I think it's a year after I married. Yeah. The reason being is that when I was 8 years old, I was sexually assaulted as well, too, right? But the person did not penetrate, mind you. And when I married this Saturday, and my husband and I went to the supermarket when I was this Saturday after, right? And this same guy met me. He put me to sit down in his lap, and he was kissing me and touching me and whatever. And so I'm like, we're going on here. But somebody came the same time, and it had stopped. So I told my mom, and she's like, if you tell your father, he go jail. So me now thinking it's my daddy who, did this to me. So I said, boy, I'm going to keep my mouth because I ain't going to say anything. I leave it at that. He met me in the supermarket and he was like, oh, you got so big and nice. And I embarrassed him.
That's right.
Yes, I embarrassed him because you mean to tell me that you did this to me when I was 8 years old and, you meeting me now after so many years. I'm married the week before, and then it's like, oh, you got so big and nice. Hi, how are you? As if you never done me anything. I embarrassed him. I gave him the length of my tongue in Randy's supermarket. Yeah.
That was a gentleman from when you were 8 years old.
Yes.
Let me go back to you telling your husband. How did he respond? Did you tell him who it was, or did you just tell him it was a cousin?
Yes, I told him it was a cousin. He was like, man, I didn't know all these things. But, men already, they're not really emotional. They
hide their emotions.
I guess so. They're not really, and I guess he's not equipped to deal with something like that. So I just leave it at that. We talk about it. Whatever. Yeah.
Could I ask you something a little? I know this is a very personal conversation, but did enduring that for so many years affect your sex life after?
Yes, it did.
You were getting like flashbacks and so
on? Normally when I have my period, I just be so down.
Yeah.
I just be so down. It's like I don't want to do anything. I don't want nobody to talk to me. I don't even want to be on the phone. I just want to be in a room a dark room by myself. Don't want to do anything. So yeah.
Did you ever try to speak to a counselor or a therapist or?
I did, and trust me, that counselor made me cry and never went back to her.
She made you. When you say she made you cry, is it because her approach was very harsh, or you had to open up about things that you were not ready for as yet?
It's a different situation than this. It was getting to this, the situation that I'm speaking about. So, I guess if she made me cry with something simple like that, why should I go in anymore? I never went back to her.
You tried anybody else, professionally speaking, that is?
No, because listen, I've never studied sociology. I'm not a psychiatrist. But I believe I am not bringing them down or anything. As long as you never walk my road, you will never know how it feels. You will never know what to say to me. You will never know how to question me. Hence, that is why I am here. I really don't care how people look at me after today. I don't care what they want to say. I was born strong. I was made for this. Yeah, my back very broad. People's opinion doesn't matter me anymore because I've gone past that. Yeah. This is the reason why I am here. So that I can advocate for ladies, young ladies, and women. So this is the reason why I'm here. Because there are ladies who suffering silently. They don't want to say anything. I mean, I could just, if I go outside, if both of us go outside, right, and there's a young lady behaving in such manner, it's like my eyes done gone straight, into her situation, even before I know. You might not pick up, but I will.
Right. Because you've been there.
I've been
so
there.
You used to behave.
Yes.
So you can see, and you're more empathetic.
Exactly.
Because you know exactly how it feels.
How it feels, what it's like. So it's like, as long as you never walk my road, you won't know. You won't know about it. You won't know.
Do you think anything will change your mind from reaching out to anybody in the future professionally?
I've coped with this for years. I cling to music because of my experience. And I do pray. I pray. And I help myself. I enjoy myself. I can go to the bar and sit down by myself. So I don't think I need anybody to help me. Instead of that, I'll be helping. Yeah.
You said you pray a lot.
Yeah, I do.
When did you start praying?
I used to pray through that situation, and I always do believe in prayer. I always believe in prayer. I do, and all now I do it even more, because in these times, trust me, you have to pray.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if to take a quick break now and come back, or just continue. Do you want to continue, or yeah?
You could do a break. I think I need some water.
Okay, so we're gonna take a break and come back. So you heard the first half of this story, listeners. Those who are on the live, we're gonna come back in a few minutes, so look out for the notification. All right, there are quite a bit of comments under the live. I don't think we will have enough time to go through it, but for those who joined late, the young lady in studio who you're seeing right now on the live, she's had to endure rape by a cousin, somebody who she knew for her entire life, from the age of 11 to about 11 and 7, 18 thereabout. All right, so she shared the first part of the story. What I want to ask when we come back, right, is where is that cousin now? Is he in prison? Is he outside? Does she speak to him? Do they pass one on the street? Did he do it to anybody else? Does she know? We'll get to that when we come back.